My nominee for the 2025 Cathaoirleach Awards is Seamus J King. I selected him because of his long history in community activity. He was a teacher in Rockwell College. He moved on from there to involvement in local community with the Lions Club and was chair of Croke Park for a good period. He was president of Cashel Lions Club. He then got involved in the Tidy Towns and had a career of activity working with the Tidy Towns. And all the while, he was putting together major tomes of history, particularly GAA history. And what he has chronicled is there to be read for all time. He was also involved with his local GAA club as chair of the local GAA club and chair of West Tipperary GAA.
I was born in Laochra in the north of Tipperary, from way above at the top of the county, bordering on the Shannon between Bor and Portumna. That's where I was born. And how I came to Cashel was very simple. Having gone to college and so on like that, I went abroad for 4 years. And when I came back in '65, I was looking for a job. And I applied 2 places. One was the King's Hospital in Dublin and the other was Rockwell College. And I went for an interview for both. I didn't get the King's Hospital in Dublin. I was very disappointed because I thought living in a city was the only place to live, having lived in London and in Cleveland, Ohio, and in Germany also during my time abroad. But anyway, I came to Cashel and I fell in love with Cashel, and it was the type of place, it's the type of place to live. So that's how I came, and I got the job in Rockwell, and I started in '65 and I spent 36 years teaching there. I had a thought that I would like to be a journalist rather than a teacher at this time. And I had my first article published in the Irish press. It was an interesting possibility, but it was teaching I eventually went into. The first book came about because coming up to '84, the centenary of the association, there was a big push to get the history of clubs written. And I decided off my own bat actually to do the Laochra book. And it was a challenge. It was one of the first club histories, I think, to be produced in Tipperary. It came out in the beginning of '84 actually. There's about 25 books that I have been involved in. But the one I like best is The Clash of the Ash in Foreign Fields, Hurling Abroad. Gillan Macmillan asked me to do the history of hurling at one stage, and they said 350 pages. And when I had it written, there was over 400 pages, and they said you had to cut something out. So I had to cut out the section dealing with the game abroad, and I made it into a book in its own right. And I am very proud of that book. I got a lot of material. I had some great contacts in different places like Argentina, New Zealand, Canada. I've touched all of these places where the game went abroad, and I had good contacts in these areas. And I produced a book with some great photographs, and it's a book I was extremely proud of. Writing books or writing is a kind of a bug. And if I don't do a bit of writing every day on some subject, I don't feel I have lived. So it was, to a certain extent, it came by chance rather than any direction or intention to be a cultural contributor to Tipperary. My early hero, and I suppose still is, even though he's well and truly dead, is Tony Redden. He came across to Laochra in '47 from Mulla in Galway. And he contributed so much to Laochra's renaissance in hurling, in senior hurling in 1948. Laochra got to the county final. They were beaten by Thurles in the final. But then I had the opportunity myself of playing with him in the '56 final. I was playing cornerback in front of him in the North final in Nina in August 1956. It was the greatest treat under the sun. But as a kid growing up in Laochra, when Redden became famous and played with Tipperary in the 3 All-Irelands 49 to 51, it was great for me as a young lad to listen to the radio and to hear the name of Tony Redden from Laochra coming across. Laochra was a remote place in the context of Ireland at the time, and for a young lad from that place, it was wonderful to have the name mentioned and my hero Tony Redden mentioned in it.
for his contribution to the life of the community and the life and history of Tipperary, I nominate Seamus J King for the Cathaoirleach Award.
I'm extremely grateful. I'm extremely thankful. I like to be recognised. It is a reward in a way to be honoured by your own people, and it was magnificent that Roger should have picked me out as worthy of such an honour in these awards.